Welcome to Spotlight on Frazee. I'm your host, Hank Ludke, and I'm here at Frazee High School with Andy Paulson, instructor in the robotics. Hi, Andy.
Hi, Hank. How you doing?
I'm doing tremendous. How about you guys?
Doing okay. We're just finishing up with one of our build seasons. We're in the middle of a competition called First Robotics. A lot of teams in the area do it. Perham has a team. We have a team. Detroit Lakes has a team. This year's game theme is called Recycle Rush. We're taking recycle containers and shipping totes, and we are stacking them on different scoring platforms. There is litter that gets entered into the field, and we have to score those and do different things that way. Every team gets 6 weeks to build a robot. They give you a kit of parts, and you can add different money that goes along with it. You can add different parts and purchase parts to make your machine work and do whatever you need to do. I've been really lucky this year that we've had a lot of sponsorships from the area. BTD has been awesome for us. They always give us some parts and help us out with whenever we need anything. We went a little fancy this year. Douglas Finishing out of Alexandria donated anodized aluminum to us, so we were able to make our parts and send them off. So now we have a blue robot this year, which is pretty cool.
All right. Now, you're going to let us see what this thing does, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The kids have worked really hard. We're in week 5. We have 1 week left. On Sunday, we go to Grand Rapids for a scrimmage with 15 other teams. And then in the very last weekend in February, we will be going to Duluth and compete against 65 other teams in Duluth, Minnesota at the deck. And that will be webcast at catinls.com if anybody's interested in watching that.
All right. Thank you. Here, let's pull out of the way here, and we'll see what the machine does, and I'll let you talk about it.
So what they're doing is we have a forklift style. The kids have made something that's very similar to a skid steer, and what they can do is they're able to grab onto these totes and move them in different areas. And this platform that's over here is where they score the game pieces. So they're just driving it around and dropping these game pieces onto the scoring platform, and then they are able to score 2 points for every gray tote that's on here. They get 2 points for it. So the more that they stack up, the higher their point values are. That gray tote. Keith is going to move the gray tote off of that barrel here. Yep. They're going to stack these up, and then the last thing, once they get these stacked up, then they can grab the recycling container and that recycle container gets placed at the very top of these barrels, or on top of these totes. And the barrel is worth 4 points for every tote that it's on top of. So since we put it on here, we'd get 8 points for the totes, and 4 times 4 is 16. We'd be 24 points right here, which is really cool. The kids are doing a great job.
Well, I think this is tremendous, and I applaud you guys on the work that you do here, because to me this is just amazing. It's so much, I remember the erector sets that we got. Before that, it was Lincoln Logs and Tinker Toys. But in the 50s, we finally got erector sets, and it goes way beyond that. So I really appreciate you guys doing this, and I wish you guys all the luck. And you're making your own luck, and you're making your own future by what you're doing, which is going to make my life better as I continue to get older. So thanks for being on the program, Andy.
Thanks, Hank.
And thanks to all you students. And how many do you have now?
We have over 40 people participating in grades 7 through 12 in the robotics program, which is over 10% of our student body at Frazee High School.
That's amazing. That's great. And I'm glad to see this project continue to go.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Hank.
All right. And with that, we'll be back with another segment of Spotlight on Frazee. Welcome back to Spotlight on Frazee. I'm still here at Frazee High School with Nick Cornier, the athletic director here. Hi, Nick.
Hi, Hank. Thank you for having me.
So what's new coming up here that we finally have winter in Frazee?
Yeah, today it actually does feel like winter for one of the first time, and we got some snow out there, so with all our winter activities now, we can kind of call it feels like it's winter for our sports, and and realistically, it's our winter season is it's kind of wrapping up here real shortly. So heck, that's supposed to mean spring is on the way. So yeah, this week we're preparing. We have our dance team is competing down at the state in high kick on Saturday. So congratulations to them. We have a send off Friday right at 8:30 for them, and
that's a biggie.
Oh, no doubt it is. And our one thing we talk about is our dance program, along with some numerous other ones. We're in Section 4. And I'm not going to get all into the details, but when we look at the scoring of all the sections, our Section 4 pushes out the top 4, top 5 teams in the state, so it's a real competitive section. So anytime a team can come out of that section, they're going to place real high too in the state. So that's hats off to them. Our basketball programs, hey, they're wrapping up here, and they're really both of them, our girls and boys, they're still competing for placing spots. They're kind of right in the middle of the pack. Our girls are, they're fighting to place in that top 3 within the section, and our boys are kind of real competitive right now, hoping to place and end somewhere in the middle. So I mean they got 2 weeks left of their seasons coming up, and playoffs are beginning. And state wrestling is. Or not, I'm sorry, it's not state, but our section team is this Saturday at Three River at Little Ralph Engelstead Arena. So they're starting on their path, their tradition again of trying to compete for the state tournament. And, and with that, I mean, that's wrapping up our winter activities where we move on into middle March. That's not far away. It's a month away, middle of March, and we got our spring sports starting. So hopefully we'll start hearing some birds, and the snow will be melting away that we just got today. And our musical will be coming up at that time. That's which we'll be doing here again. That's you can't quote me on it. It's about middle April is when we'll be pushing in our musical performance. And Brian Sealander and Brittany Fornes, they've been in. They got the stage painted up, kind of cleaned up. Our one-act play finished up on that this year. They didn't qualify for the sections, but they had fun. They had decent numbers. Brenda Bankers was in her first year with that, so she's getting her feet wet with that for us. And we're kind of excited with the musical because last year was put together at the last moment and did an outstanding job this year. They've been preparing kind of the whole season for it. So we're excited to see what Brian and Brittany can establish with these kids. And there's a lot. It's surprising to see how many kids try out for that too. So
well, and it's what's great is you're excited about what's going on. We just had Andy on; he's excited, and to have these instructors in here that are excited and can get the kids excited, and to get them to put out the effort that it takes to do this stuff. It's amazing what comes out of this school district.
It is, and we don't give enough credit to Andy and the robotics. I mean, they're in a location in the school people don't see what they're doing. And when school, gets over, I become involved with a lot of the athletics, helping getting some things organized, the speed and strength piece. And he's down here at the end of the building kind of by himself with a group of kids, and they're working their tails off. And that's hats off to him. I mean, then they go into competitions, and they're doing well, and he's putting in the time for some fundraising and writing grants. So, I mean, yeah, Andy and our robotics, they don't get enough credit for everything that they do for us. And so, I mean, I'm proud and happy to see what they've been doing.
Well, I appreciate you being on the program, Nick, and as spring comes, we'll be talking to you again.
Hey, thanks. Thank you, Hank.
All right. And with that, we'll catch you next week on Spotlight on Frazee.